Recorded Books and RB Digital present Chocolate Cream Pie Murder by Joanne Fluke, narrated by Suzanne Torin. Chapter 1. It was a cold Sunday morning in February when Hannah Swenson left the warmth of her condo and drove to Lake Eden, Minnesota. A frown crossed her face as she traveled down Main Street and past the Cookie Jar, her bakery and coffee shop. It had snowed during the night, and they would have to shovel the sidewalk before they could open for business in the morning. Hannah gunned the engine a bit as she began to drive up the steep hill that led to Holy Cross Redeemer Lutheran Church. The church sat at the very top, and it overlooked the town below. Hannah pulled into the parking lot and came very close to groaning as she realized that her entire family was standing at the bottom of the church steps waiting for her to arrive. Perhaps their intent was to allay her anxiety about what she planned to do, but it didn't work, and Hannah was sorely tempted to turn around and put things off for another week. Of course, she didn't do that. Hannah was not a quitter. Somehow she had to gather her resolve and carry on with as much grace and dignity as she could muster. The first person to arrive at her distinctive cookie truck was Hannah's youngest sister, Michelle. Hannah resisted the urge to tell Michelle that she ought to be wearing boots and plastered a welcoming smile on her face. "Michelle," she said, by way of a greeting, "get in the back seat. It's cold out there." "I'm okay. I just wanted to be the first to talk to you, Hannah. Are you completely sure that you want to do this?" Hannah shook her head. "Of course I don't want to, but I don't really have a choice. It's only right, Michelle." "But you don't have to do it. Not really," Michelle argued, sliding onto the back seat and shutting the door behind her. "Word gets around, and everyone's probably heard what really happened by now." "That's doubtful, Michelle. Nobody in our family has said anything to contradict our cover story for Ross's absence. And I know that Norman and Mike haven't mentioned it to anyone. You haven't heard any gossip about it, have you?" "No," Michelle admitted. "And you know the whole town would be buzzing about it if anyone knew." "Well, yes, but we can figure out another way of telling them. You don't have to put yourself through the pain of getting up in front of the whole congregation and talking about it." "Yes, I do. They deserve an explanation. And they also deserve an apology from me for lying to them." The front door opened, and Hannah's mother, Dolores, picked up the heavy cookie platter that was nestled on the passenger seat and got in. "I heard what you just told Michelle, and you're wrong, Hannah. No one here expects you to apologize. What happened is no fault of yours." The other back door of Hannah's cookie truck opened, and Hannah's middle sister, Andrea Swenson Todd, got in. "And nobody here wants to see you upset. If you think we owe anyone an apology, let me do it. I can get up there and tell them what happened." "Thanks, but no. It's nice of you to offer, Andrea, but this is something I have to do myself." "I understand, dear," Dolores said, "but I wish you'd told me your plans earlier. We could have gone shopping for something more appropriate for you to wear." Hannah glanced down at her blue pantsuit. "A lot of women wear pantsuits to church, especially in the winter. What's wrong with mine?" "Nothing's wrong, exactly," Dolores explained. "It's just that the color washes you out. At least you're here early, and we have time to fix your makeup. A darker color lipstick would do wonders, and you need some blusher on your cheeks." Andrea opened her purse and glanced inside. "Mascara and eyeshadow couldn't hurt."
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.